My name is Puneet. Thank you guys for having us. So I was actually a housing developer for 7 years. So I've faced this issue a couple times. So typically when we want to apply for a permit for a house, it's between 7 months to a year. My bad. It's about 7 months to a year to get a permit, and it's very painful. So we have to hold the empty land for that year, which we're paying mortgage payments, we have rental fencing, we have temporary lighting. There's a lot of expenses that add up and make housing not so affordable. I'll let Roop hop in here and he'll explain.
So the process can be very arduous. You start by submitting a proposal to the city government, and they're going to come back and give you a couple of minor changes to make, such as ensuring that wall heights are compliant and that spacing is correct. But this takes months to hear back from city government. And so you make these changes, you go back to the city government, and then a couple of months later they say, actually, you're also not compliant with X, Y, and Z set of codes. And so you wait a couple months after you resubmit, and finally you get the building permit issued. But at this point, your lot has been sitting empty for 7 months of back and forth, and you're carrying the cost of this the entire time. This is a huge problem in driving housing prices. So we spent the hackathon trying to think of how to fix this. So, in particular, we built this demo, and I will now demo. Go. So, we built an application that helps housing developers understand compliance much quicker. So let's say I want to build something as simple as a garden shed. I have an image of what I think this could look like. It's quite exciting. I just want to build a cute garden shed in my backyard. And I want to build this in a specific address where I don't actually know all the different regulations that apply. And in the Bay Area, there are 109 different code jurisdictions. It's really quite complicated to understand exactly which of the hundreds of pages of documents, building codes, actually apply when I need to build my garden shed. And so I'm going to specify that this is an Allen law. You can rip that. Yep. And I'm going to submit my architectural diagram for this garden shed. Now, again, this process normally takes months of back and forth with the city government. In the case of a garden shed, it's not going to be as bad, but it's going to take a while to get some input back going. And so this is my architectural diagram, and to me it looks beautiful, fun, I'm quite excited about this. But our AI actually catches that regulation 17.52.260 is non-compliant. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with that regulation, but I'm not. And it gives a reference to this regulation, so we can take a look at what happened here. But it turns out that our building shed needs to not have a height in excess of 15 feet in this massive list of regulations for my accessory building. So the LLM understands this and recommends that we reduce the building height to comply with good requirements. So now I can go back, create a new design that's actually compliant, and the LLM, again, is going to analyze this code, analyze the architectural diagram, and we can see over here, I listened to the LLM, and corrected my height from 16 feet to 14 feet. And now, the LLM understands that we're actually complying with maximum height, and is still reviewing across all of the other relevant codes for my garden shed. We can finally submit this to the government, and this entire process, instead of taking months, takes minutes. And we think that that's a huge benefit in our costs. But we also think that it's important to provide value to the government as well, and improve that their workflow in approving all of these proposals that they have. And so because we understand which codes are compliant and where in the document they're compliant, we can actually improve the government workflow as well. And basically point out, hey, this code is compliant in this part of the structural diagram. And so this is literally something we built just this weekend, and so we're really excited to continue building it. We would be very interested in talking to more engineers that are interested in helping us build this. We specifically really want to talk to more government building planners and housing developers to understand exactly how we can integrate with the workflow, and we're planning to do a pre-seed raise in order to build this capability.
Wait, good.
Thank you a lot.